Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to Vancouver Whitecaps FC versus FC Dallas 2025 MLS Cup Playoffs Western Conference Quarterfinals Game 1. Of course, Vancouver-Dallas played on Decision Day, and in the end, Vancouver lost. They were down a man, though, of course. And they lost 2-1, which got Dallas here. They got to play them again at BC Place. They didn't even have to go anywhere, which is the good news. They didn't even have to go anywhere. They just had to stay in Vancouver, which that's not bad at all. With that being said, Vancouver Whitecaps FC contra FC Dallas en la MLS Cup Playoffs Oeste Conferencia Cuartos de Final Partido 1. The first game is about to be played of the best of three. How we doing, Sean? How we doing, Malha? Broncos are still winning. Philadelphia's beating Chicago 1-0, 75 minutes into the match. And that's the first of three. Well, one that we didn't cover. But Vancouver, Dallas, we will begin. We drew our game today 5-5, but I got a goal. My defender on my team score own goal, made 5-5. Well, that just sucks. With that being said, second of three streams today. Then we have a review from Portland, San Diego after it's over. Then I'll make the 3 streams for the World Series for the next 3 days. And then we move. Starting 11s are as follows for Vancouver Whitecaps. In goal, we have Yohei Takaoka. The back four, Vediero Campo, Bilal Halbouni, Ralph Prizo, Tate Johnson. The midfield two of Andres Kubas and Sebastian Berhalter. The attacking midfield three of Ali Ahmed, Thomas Muller, Emmanuel Sabi, and up top, Daniel Rios. For FC Dallas, in goal, we have Michael Collodi in goal. The back four of Shag Moore, Sebastian Ibiaga. We have Osays, Urohide, Bernard Kamungo. The midfield two, defensive of Ferreira and Ramiro. The midfield three of Anderson Julio, Christian Kappas, and Sam Sarver. Up top, Petar Musa. So, that's our starting 11 for this game. Well, we're getting ready to go. Ready to go. Two more streams. We're getting ready to go. Vancouver, Dallas. At least one Dallas team can win. Fair enough. Devils 1 OT, 4-3 Colorado. We're about to get going. All right, we're good. Don't remind me, bro. I'm pissed about that game. We're getting ready to go here. BC Place, game 1 of possible 3 this series. Dallas already took one against Vancouver. Hopefully they could find their way to more. Because if they don't, well, they're cooked. Here we go. Portland playing San Diego, and we're watching that next. Tough break for Chicago Fire, it looks like. I thought they were solid, and it's 2-0 Philly. It's all falling apart. I saw the first goal, but of course I'm watching this, and it's Milan Olowski, basically a trade deadline. Takaoka Johnson, Prizo, Halbuni, Ocampo, Berhalter, Kubas, Ahmed Muller, Sabi, and Daniel Rios up top for the Whitecaps. But yeah, the Union are probably going to easily win against Chicago. I think that one's cooked. Keeping them at bay for 70 minutes. Playing for penalties, but it's tough to get it that far against a team like Philly. So Philly may not be as much of a fraudulent team. I'm not saying they're fraudulent, but either way, Collodion goal for Dallas. There was a possibility they could have been Ibiaga, Urohide, Moore, the back three. Kamungo, Kapis, Ferreira, Ramiro. And Julio and Sarver, the attacking midfielders, and up top will be Petar Musa. Bro, good game, bro. The Devils deserve the win. Martin Paz on the bench. Dude got to play for frickin' Indonesia. Now he's on the bench. That's just sad. Players to watch, Thomas Muller for the Whitecaps. Figures. Buccaneers beat the Saints. Boba going to be in the Jays lineup tomorrow. Good. Let's look at the NFL picks sheet. What's going on over there? Looks to me everything's over with besides the Steeler-Packer game. Petar Musa for FC Dallas. Tied for most goals in a season in club history. So, earlier on, Buccaneers, Saints, had the Bucs winning. They did. Had the Broncos winning. They did. Had the Colts winning. They did. 3-0 in the late window. Pittsburgh, Green Bay. Of course, tomorrow's Kansas City, Washington. I got Steelers and Chiefs for the last two this week. Of course. But I think I can easily just tracker. Yeah, that's all I have to do. Okay. We'll wait for the Chicago match to finish. Yep. But y'all are playing amazingly. Like, this is the best Devils team I've seen in a while. 2-0 Philadelphia. It looks like Philadelphia is going to get the home win. The first of two wins they need to move on to the conference quarters, or conference semis, I should say, which isn't surprising. Then we got Vancouver, Dallas. Then we'll be live for San Diego, Portland. Can Portland make a run? We're going to find out. But with that being said, we're about to get ready to go. And we'll watch most of this game. And hopefully it's obvious by about the 80th minute. So I could just get the freaking Portland stream ready. Hopefully we're not close to a penalty shootout, especially since this game is just on MLS Season Pass. But we're getting ready to go. I think they may. The way they're playing, I think they may. I hope they do, because losing to the Devils, the way the Leafs did, kind of looks bad. So I kind of hope they do. Play Devils again. Hey, game 2 was an amazing game for y'all. I never thought it was going to be easy. but I'm not afraid of anybody like I am Yamamoto. So I'll tell you this. If this goes back to a game 6, back to Toronto, we're down 3-2. Congratulations on being World Series champions. If it's 3-2 Dodgers going back to Toronto, congratulations on being World Series champions, because there's no way we beat Yamamoto. There's no way. Like, if the Jays want to win the World Series, they either got to win all 3 at Dodger Stadium or win 2 out of 3 and get it back to Toronto with a 3-2 lead. So at least you could basically flush Game 6 and just have a Game 7 winner take all. We need to win 2 at Dodger Stadium. So if you win 2 at Dodger Stadium, if it's 3-4, well, even if we win Game 5, we're probably cooked. Jays got to win 2. We still would have beat Snell. We still would have beat Snell like that. I hate to tell you, but I'm kind of glad it was 1 then 2. I think we probably are, because you know what? If Yamamoto did that to us in Game 1, we probably wouldn't have done what we did in Game 1 in Game 2. Do I still think we beat Snell? Yes. Do I like the momentum if we have to play him second? No. No, I don't. So I'm kind of glad. Now you say, well, Ryan, does that mean you don't think they'll do well against Glasnow? No, numbers-wise, the Jays have very good numbers against Tyler Glasnow. And I think Max Scherzer will lock in and have a pretty good start. But I think the off day helps too. Like, if Game 1's a loss at home, similarly to how the ALCS was a Game 1 loss at home, except it's actually a good pitcher, the best one in the world right now, just blowing us away. Do I think Game 2 goes well? Probably not as well as Game 1 if it was Snell moving a game later. You can't just say Game 2 would have been Game 1 and Game 2 would have been Game 1. You can't do that. You can't flip it. I don't think you could flip it that easily, but either way. Oh, yeah, Dallas is playing. Soccer guy gets to watch his team play a playoff game. If it's game, I agree to a certain extent. I do think the Jays can run Shohei and Glasnow and get them out and get to the crappier part of the Dodgers bullpen. I think Yamamoto is just totally different. Like, Yamamoto is a whole different level than just a regular old ace. Like, I'm not trying to lower what Glasnow, Snell, and Ohtani are. They are aces, but they are not Yamamoto. Yamamoto is the freaking best pitcher in the world. So the Jays can't hit the best pitcher in the world. They can't hit no-name shit pitchers, but they could hit aces who aren't the best pitcher in the world, which, you know what? I guess that ain't bad. It's weird, but it ain't bad. But yeah, no, if Glasnow gets Game 3, I think Ohtani's going to put us to the sword. Whether we survive another day in Game 5 or... I do believe that if Glasnow gets the win, what Yamamoto did and what Glasnow could do will motivate the Dodgers to put us to the sword and get a game away from winning the trophy. Victor Rivas is center ref of this game. VAR referee, Armando Villarreal. We're about to get going. So do that what you will. Vancouver contra Dallas. 0-0. Vancouver wearing white. Miami wins it all. Vancouver. Well, no. Well, if you think about it, the last time the Jays won the World Series, that was the same year the last time a Canadian team, calendar year, that a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup. It hasn't started yet, son. It's about to. We're about seconds away. This could be a year where a team wins the MLS, a Canadian team wins the MLS and the MLB. How we doing, son? How we doing? Big Five American League has 2 Canadian champions, or 2 of them have a Canadian champion. With that being said, here we go. I can't believe they sold out BC Place for this, but okay. And Vancouver to kick off. Here we go. Here we go. We're off. Vancouver versus Dallas. Hopefully this is obvious by about 7 or 8:20 or so. Well, yeah, shit's about to go down. Let's see. How's the Chicago-Philly game going? 2-1. Oh, Chicago got one back. Chicago got one back before stoppage time. They could tie the game and go to penalties. If they do, we'll throw the penalties up on the computer, hopefully, on foxsports.com, hopefully. Playing forward. I mean, if you're a Dodgers fan, why would you be humble? You have the damn Avengers on your team. As I said, it would never be easy. If the Jays win, he's going to have to eat some humble pie. But I understand why he ain't humble. He's a Dodgers fan. They have the damn Avengers. They have every gem in the frickin' Infinity Stones. Of course he'd be cocky. I understand it. And when the Jays win, he's going to have to eat some humble pie. I know, hey, us Jays fans were feeling good when we beat the shit out of the Dodgers after game 1. Yamamoto is probably their best pitcher, the best pitcher in the world, and he shut us down, and now they're feeling high. It's going to be a roller coaster, but I like our chances against Glasnow. And if we punk Glasnow, I don't think Ohtani's going to do much better. Pitching-wise, I mean, I'm more afraid of him at the bat, but playing forward. Shot blocked away. As I said before, Prince, I have a jersey collection, and it's better for me to wear a jersey than a stupid John Cena shirt to fit the colors of a different team. It looks better if I'm wearing a jersey. Now, I'll never wear a Montreal jersey. In Vancouver, the redheaded stepchild of Canadian soccer. They're not a rival to us. They hate Toronto because they think Toronto's the center of the universe. And to us, they're just redheaded stepchildren. The only thing I'm pissed about is they're good. I wish they were under Toronto's boot. But sadly enough, we suck. So I blame MLSE. No. Toronto doesn't hate Vancouver. Vancouver hates Toronto. Shut the hell up, Sean. I hate Montreal. Montreal hates Toronto. Vancouver hates Toronto. We don't give a crap. To us, they're the redheaded stepchildren of Canadian soccer. The only problem is they're good and we're not. So they're good and we're not. So they love it and I hate it. I blame MLSE. Call the Pirate. Call the Pirate. You want to fix this? I'll put him back under my boot. Call the Pirate. We'll fix this. I'll put him back under our boot. Oh no. The Chicago Fire tied it. The Fire tied it 2-2. Fire tied it. 4 minutes in, 0-0. The Fire have tied it. And they could go straight to penalties if they could hold on. You know what? Deserved. They played a damn good game. The Fire tied it. Nothing. You cannot pay me enough. That's the right answer. You could not pay me enough to do that. You'd have to pay me an amount of money that doesn't even exist. You would have to pay me an amount of money that doesn't even exist. You'd have to pay me $1 billion for 100 years probably just to do it. And I'd still probably say no. So, playing forward. Do that what you will. That was a bullet from Chicago. Way to go, Fire. Yeah. Miami won last night 3-1. Or Friday night 3-1. There was no games yesterday in the MLS Cup playoff. And Chicago might be going to penalties. Let me see if I could bring that up. Hold on. Because I will. Because we're going to watch a shootout as we're watching this. 0-0. Sadly enough. Hopefully this is obvious. Vancouver playing forward. Oh, there we go. 2-2. Come on, Ryan. Lol. What'd I do? What'd I do? Hold on. Only 5 minutes? Oh, no, they patched it. Okay. No, turns out a FoxSports.com patched the hour. Red card. Red card for who? Oh, Chicago red. Wait. Whoa. Free kick. Origel red. Okay, so it's for Chicago. The Rangers and NYCFC both do trash. That would be great, said Sean. Playing forwards, Vancouver. Excuse me. Playing forward. Gutierrez. Free kick for Philly. Could they score before it ends? I couldn't even watch the penalties if I wanted to. Sucks. They got 30 seconds to play with. Philadelphia cleared out. 8 minutes in. 7 minutes in, 0-0. Offside was the Union. So, turns out Fox has patched it. The preview pass thing. Nil. Match tied at end of regulation. Penalty shootout decides the winner. All I could do is follow it on FotMob. I wish there was multi-view on Apple TV. Like, how stupid are we? It's been 3 years. You know what? I gotta say, though. Like, it's been 3 years. Season pass. Why do we not have multi-view yet on Fire Stick? Like, why don't we? When are we going to get multi-view? Seriously. Playing forward. 0-0. Like, when are we going to get multi-view? Let me switch it over to the Vancouver game after Chicago. Philly going forward. One last attack. One last attack up a man. Here comes the Union. Chip through. Headed away. And for a corner. It's going to be a corner. Waterman clears. 9 minutes in. Exactly. I don't get it. Philly corner, probably the last kick of the game. Ball crossed in. Header. Corner again. Over the top. That'll be picked up by Takaoka. Holy crap. Jack Elliott must have got busted open. Dear God. Corner for Philly. Tate Johnson has the ball for Vancouver. Ball crossed in. Brought down. Shot over the bar! No way! Westfield puts it over the bar. That could have won the game, and they're going to penalties. And I can't even watch it because either way, 10 minutes in. We'll keep an eye on it on FOP Mob. Westfield could have won the game, but he sent it over the bar. How horrible do you have to be? Jesus, that was bad. Vancouver. Let's hope this game is obvious by like 7 or 8:20 or something. Mueller plays it to the top of the box. Shot saved by Collodi. Good work play by Vancouver, but nothing there. But there we go. Vancouver. Here's a chance. Sabi goes down the box. It was more of a slide than anything. They don't call it. Ali Ahmed. What's your prediction for the penalties? Philly. I think Philly wins 6-5. Chicago's going to get close, but not get it. Defense okay, but not the greatest midfield. But oh my goodness, we need strikers. Yeah, that's what happens when you're a barely just not a wild card team. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. Like if you're in the playoffs but barely in the playoffs without being a wild card team, yeah, you probably need strikers. That's a very good take. Well, I don't know. Five, 4. I mean, Chicago ain't doing so bad, but that red card, well, doesn't exactly hurt, but it definitely doesn't help. Definitely doesn't help. 12:08. Well, the red card definitely doesn't help, per se. Plays it over the top. So our first penalty shootout of the MLS Cup playoffs. None during the wild card round. 2-3-1 wins. One for Chicago, one for Portland, who both play today. And Miami beat the hell out of Nashville. Only looked, well, I don't even want to say it looked better because it was 3-1. They got their shit rocked. Again. So, our first penalty shootout of the tournament. The winner of the shootout wins the game. And only has to win one more to go to the next round. If Chicago could steal this one on pens and go back to SeatGeek Stadium, they have a chance to pull this off. Playing forward for Vancouver, that ball just flies over back to Dallas. If they can win this, they have a chance to win the series. If they steal this shootout, they have a chance to win the series. Because I think Chicago played well. I think Chicago did play very well here. Playing forward, Mueller. Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. Hope Vancouver beat Dallas just because the Dallas stadium looks ridiculous. Well, I mean, you're going to see Dallas play at it one more time at least. I don't think they're high enough to play there again if they were somehow to beat Vancouver. Unless, they played Portland in the Western Conference Final. Playing forward, shot, and it goes wide. Offside. Wait, corner? Or is it a goal kick? I'm not sure. Was that offside or a corner? The point didn't look obvious. What a run. What a run. I think he was on, but a good clearance from Urohide leads to the corner. Good clearance. Hopefully it's only the once. Who's on the back of your jersey? A goalie on an outfield jersey. Thomas Hasal. Because you know how much of a meme he was during MLS's back? That's why. Linsanity run. Header cleared away. Because Thomas Hasal had a freaking Linsanity run during MLS's back. And, well, I had a reason to add this jersey to my collection. I manufactured a reason to add this jersey to my collection. And there you go. Because I like the hoop, you know, so. So there's that. Remember, Streets won't forget MLS is back, Thomas Hasal. Streets won't forget it all. Streets won't forget it all. Brady saves Penn 1. Chris Brady makes a save for the Fire. Oh my God, they might actually win this game. Holy shit. Holy shit, they might win this game. I'm going to laugh if Philly goes down in the first round. And you know what? That may make me realize St. Louis City wasn't wrong to fire Bradley Carnell. Mikel Ura missed a penalty. That makes sense. That makes total sense. Playing forward, that makes absolute sense. Yeah, Mikel Ura missed a pen. And Jack Elliott missed. It's tied. Andre Blake makes a save. Andre Blake makes a save. July. It was late July, early August. Yeah, it was late July, early August 2020. Sounds about right. Late July, early August. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. There were some games in August. And the penalty is scored by Philly. It's 1-0 Philly. Westfield makes up for the miss that could have ended the game earlier. Westfield scores 1-0. Headed away. 1-0 for Philly. So Elliott missed. Ura missed. It's 1-0 Philly. That's got to suck. Get the save, and then you just miss anyway. Sabi saved by Colodi! What a save by Colodi! Oh, my God. I did not think he was going to get that. Oh, my God. I thought he was cooked. Michael Colodi with a big save out of nowhere. And Gutierrez scores. It's 1-1. 1-1 in the shootout for Philly-Chicago. Gutierrez equals it. 1-1. 1-1. Wow, what a save by Colodi. I thought he was cooked. I thought that was going to be scored. Damn, the Whitecaps are missing Brian White. Holy Lord. Sabi's had like 3 good chances, and he's missed them all. Colodi with a big save there. Man, that was amazing. That was amazing for Michael Colodi. That was amazing. Throw in. Ball crossed in. Headed away. Rios was not there. Vancouver's dominating the possession and getting into the box. That's a goal for Philly. Olowski, 2-1. Playing forward. Nobody's there. Olowski scores for Philly, 2-1. Johnson. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Mikel Ura missed a pen. He sucks. I didn't realize he was still there. I thought he was gone. Playing forward. Ali Ahmed. Good steal for Dallas, but it's back to Kubas. Olowski makes it 2-1. All the way back. Ocampo. Chicago misses. They're probably cooked. Good day to be a Jets and Tottenham fan. Well, good for you, Daniel. 2-1 for Philly over Chicago after 3 shooters. Yeah, the Jets won by a point. I can't believe it. Bengals suck, man. And why'd the Steelers have to lose to them? I hate Thursday night games for the Steelers. I swear to God. Playing through. Here's a shot saved by Colodi into his foot. And that's a goal for Chicago. It's 2-2. Chicago ties it up. 2-2. Kuipers. Hugo Kuipers makes that goal. 2-2. Emmanuel Sabi with another chance, and he just smashes it to the legs of Colodi. What? You're making him look better than he really is. What are you doing? How did the Steelers lose to a team that can't even beat the Jets? I don't want to talk about it, because if I do, I'm going to be pissed off. Just because it was Thursday night on the road, Mike Tomlin cannot win those games. He barely can win them at home, but if they're on the road, he certainly can't win them. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. 20th minute. 0-0. '21st minute. Oh, there we go. Playing forward. 2-2. Ty Baribo scores his penalty. 3-2. Islanders lost to the Flyers yesterday. You don't know what you're talking about, Sean. They're not the best team. They're one of the worst teams. They should be winless. The Bengals had them beat, and then they blew it. Locale of the week. Penalty would be taken for Joel Waterman. And he missed it! Joel Waterman missed his penalty. 3-2 for Philly. And if they score, they win game 1. Joel Waterman missed his penalty. Oh my God. Joel Waterman missed his penalty. Maybe Canada just sucks at penalties in general. 22 minutes, 0-0. 0-0, Vancouver, Dallas. 3-2 lead for Philly. If they score, they win game 1. They survive. Free kick for Dallas. Because sometimes any sport doesn't make any sense. Headed on, saved by Takaoka. Philadelphia for the win. Philadelphia for the win on their next chance, on their next shot. And Joel Waterman missed his penalty. 3-2 Philly after 4. If Philly scores, the shootout's over. If they miss, Chicago, and it's over. Philly scores 4-2. 4-2 for Philly. And it's Jesus Bueno. Jesus Bueno scores the penalty, and he gives Philly the win. After game 1. Game 1 win for Philly. Jesus Bueno puts away the penalty. 4-2. 4-2. Philly win. I was wrong. I said 5-4 Philly. Philly gets game 1. They survive. It didn't look pretty, but they survive. Didn't look pretty, but they survived. 4-2 Philly. Thanks to Jesus Bueno, and Joel Waterman missed his. Game 1 winner for Philly. So Philly are a game away from going on to the next round. Miami are as well. Vancouver tied 0-0, and Portland and San Diego play later. If this game is obvious, 24th minute. Second lowest average possession in MLS this season, 40-something for Vancouver, which is crazy for how good they are. Philadelphia wins. Game away from the next round for Philly. All right. Can Vancouver start picking this up? We got .25th minute. Throw in. Speaking of, let's see how things look on Font Mob on the other side of the. Calvary beat the hell out of York United. So Forge hosts Calvary to play, to send one of them to the CPL final. Forge hosts Calvary in that case. MLS Next Pro, what are we looking at there? We know Union 2 moved on to the conference final. Oh, St. Louis City 2 lost to Minnesota United 2. Red Bulls 2 were beating the Fire. 26th minute. And the Town FC will play the Colorado Rapids 2. Halftime, Red Bulls are beating Chicago Fire FC 3-2. FC 2 3-2. So, hey, Sean, at least the Red Bulls youth team is winning. St. Louis City 2 have been eliminated from the MLS Next Pro playoffs. That sucks. Can't say I really care, but that sucks. Two 0. Well, is there a possibility? I think he might be. Playing forward, cleared away. Playing forward. Okay, that makes sense. Sabi, what a save by Collodi. Philly had to work for that. Chicago made that very difficult for Philly. Yeah, but I don't think Chicago might be in trouble. What do you know? I just found out Griffin Dorsey's brother plays for Minnesota United 2 and scored against St. Louis City 2. Didn't know that at all. Well, small world, ain't it? All right. 29th minute. Playing forward. Were you watching El Clasico? No. I think all I did was see the result. Huh. Playing forward. Playing forward. Verstappen could still win the World Drivers' Championship. Playing forward, saved by Collodi. Man, Collodi's on fire. Michael Collodi is on fire right now. Collodi's kept Dallas in this. It's on fire right now. "31st minute. But 31st minute, I won't lie, I'm a little bit shocked, so to speak. Ali Ahmed, crosses the ball in. Header, nobody there. Muller tried, but nobody was there. Dallas, that's a foul. Free kick for Dallas. Dallas is playing tough. They're giving a fight. They're giving Vancouver a fight. Maybe they didn't just win last week because they were up a man. Maybe Dallas is good. Maybe Dallas is actually not that bad. I don't know. Brian White, let's see. He is injured and he's out till November. Oh, shit. He's out till the conference quarters or conference semis if they do make it that far. The Whitecaps are going to have to get to the conference semis without Brian White. Some teams played much better under pressure. I mean, fair statement, but 33rd minute, maybe. Ranko, he sucks anyway. Who cares? Tristan Blackman, he's out to probably MLS Cup final if they need him. Sam Atakubi's out for the season. Yeah, that doesn't help. So Brian White, very likely, if he comes back this season, well, the Whitecaps have to move on to the conference semis to see him back because they say he'll be out till early November. That probably means throughout the rest of this round. Conference quarterfinal, yes. Conference quarterfinal. MLS Western Conference, yes. And game one of the round because it's a best of three. So team who wins 2 out of 3 moves on to the next round. Right now, 0-0. Settle between Vancouver, Dallas. Dallas is playing well. They're better than I thought. Really, I mean, they're better than I thought. I thought they won last week because they were up a man. Vancouver's finding it hard without Brian White. I never thought Daniel Rios was that bad, but I thought he was solid, but he ain't Brian White. And Ryan Gould's on the bench, which that's interesting. It's an interesting choice. Playing forward. Guess he hasn't really picked up much fitness since the Can Champ final. It's crazy. That was like, what, a month ago? Ali Ahmed. No, it was, well, by the end of the month, it will be a month ago, yeah. Playing forward. Dallas just getting out of pressure. Petar Musa drops back heavily. Vancouver picks it up. Pretty much had no room to go. Kubas had no room to go. Picks the ball back up. Muller. Thomas Muller pushing forward. Plays it through to Ali Ahmed. Ali Ahmed. Shot saved by Kolodi. Kolodi makes the save. It's a corner. Corner for Vancouver. Ali Ahmed in through, and he can finish. He cannot finish. He's onside. Yes. He gets through. Nice tackle by the defender, and Kolodi makes the save once again. Once again, Kolodi makes the save. He's been amazing tonight for Dallas. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't be tied. Let me tell you. This game is a very tight game. Similar to how Chicago, Philadelphia went the first half. Tight. They're really missing Brian White. I agree. That's what I just said. That's what I just said. Corner. Short. Ahmed takes it. Berhalter with a cross. Punched away by Kolodi. Kept alive by Rios. Ball crossed in. Header. Cleared. Another corner. Corner. .36 minute. They almost got him with the short corner. Berhalter to take. Berhalter to take. 36 minute. Crossed in. Header. Headed away. Rios picks it back up. Kept it alive. Crossed in. Once again. Brought down. Berhalter with a shot. Out for a corner. Corner. Corner for the Whitecaps again. They keep pushing. They keep pushing. Kolodi slides wide. They keep pushing. Berhalter to take the corner. 37th minute. Why do I feel like this one's going to go to penalties as well? I wish there was multi-view on Apple TV. I swear to God, why not? Header. Like, why not? Played forward. Muller. Thomas Muller plays it back, and Musa can run on it. Musa a little bit shifty. Played forward, over the top. Takaoka, Kamungo, Bernard Kamungo over the bar. What a chance. He could have had something there. But no. He got a bit too hopeful. He got a bit too hopeful. Offside. What a play over the top. I mean, as the ball was played, he wasn't. I don't think so. But okay. He still went over the bar. It doesn't matter if they made a bad call anyway. I didn't see it. I don't think he was. I think that's a bad call, saying he is. 39th minute. 39th minute. I think it was a bad call to say he was. I think he was on as the ball was being passed, in my opinion, from what I could see. But either way, it's okay to make a bad call because he put it over the bar anyway. So it's not like it was a call that was going to change anything. Screw them from getting a goal in the end. Kamungo. Free kick for Dallas. But I will make my 3 streams for the World Series, Game 3, 4, and 5, soon after I make the review. We will soon do that. Of course, after the 3rd stream and only review of the night, I'll make my 3 streams for the World Series, and then we move. We push on to the next. Playing forward, Vancouver. Struggling a bit. More, what's it called? Possession good. Chances, lots of saves by Kolodi. Ali Ahmed has a chance to take a shot. Cleared away. Had to do something. Dallas is very well drilled defensively. That is a big plus for them. Playing forward, headed on. That'll be picked up by Kolodi and cleared. Goal kick, 42 minute. 0-0, settle. Dallas is fighting. Dallas is fighting hard. Playing forward, Ali Ahmed. Offside, 42 minutes. Ali Ahmed, ball crossed. Header, goal! Vancouver! Daniel Rios breaks the deadlock with the header, a thumping header from Daniel Rios. And it's 1-0 for the Whitecaps. 1-0. Kolodi couldn't stop that one. And Vancouver should have the lead going to the half. And that's going to change everything. Dallas is going to have to make a decision how to play the rest of this. I think Vancouver had to get one, and that's what would really change the game. Ahmed with a cross, and then Daniel Rios is right there, and boom. See who it comes off of. Rios' head, yep, just banger of a header. Amazing. Perfect run. 1-0, 1-0. There it is, finally, for the Whitecaps. I think that changes the game completely. I would agree. I think the Vancouver Whitecaps deserve that. I think they've been the better team, and they've had more possession, and they've gotten close, but Kolodi's made so many saves. The way Dallas has played through the first half, it's kind of like that is kind of harsh to blow it at the end of the half there. And that's probably the worst time to do it. That's like the worst time to do it because you're going to be absolutely keyed in on it unless somebody does some magic on the other end, which Besides Kamungo, they really haven't shown. Free kick for Vancouver. Besides that Kamungo run that I think wasn't really offside, but he still put it over the bar. They haven't really showed. So for me, if I'm a Whitecaps fan, I'm very comfortable. And I think that's probably what changes this game into I won't say an ass kicking, but a strong victory. A strong victory is where I'll go with that. I'll say strong victory. Ball crossed in. That was the header from earlier. +1 of stoppage time. Well, Dallas can't just sit back. That's my point. They're going to have to go for it. And Brian Kelly just got fired. And by the way, Brian Kelly just got fired from LSU. Breaking news from Pete Thamel of ESPN. Brian Kelly just got fired. So, 46-minute. If you care, there's that. I know Rory cares. With that being said, Vancouver's the best attacking team in the MLS. Well, either that or LAFC. Similar situations for both, though. I mean, a European legend. Well, cool. I agree. It's either them or LAFC. I lean Vancouver, especially if Brian White's healthy, but Bouanga and Son, like it's either Brian White and Mueller or Bouanga and Son. I really need to see. Here's what I need to see. I need to see Ryan Gould, Brian White, and Mueller play together. That's what I need to see. And hopefully that happens by the time we get to the conference final MLS Cup. I have Vancouver winning this tournament. I have Vancouver winning the MLS Cup because, frankly, whoever wins between them and LAFC, with that conference semi, whoever wins that conference semi is going to win the MLS Cup. I don't think anybody on the East could match the firepower of either of those teams. So, and I think Vancouver beats LAFC, especially with home field, and it's half. MLS, probably Vancouver. Worldwide, I mean, Arsenal right now. Club-wise, worldwide, Arsenal. National team, still Spain. Still Spain. We'll see, though. NFL. They were going to sell the Vancouver team to Ryan Reynolds. Isn't that ridiculous? I was so mad I didn't want Ryan Reynolds to win. That's why I started being a sports writer. Yeah, I heard rumors that I did hear the rumors that they were going to sell off to Reynolds and his group, which I think I heard. Here's the funny part. I heard the sale price for Vancouver was higher than Wrexham. Ain't that crazy? Of course, they bought Wrexham 5 years ago, but ain't that crazy? Oh, Indianapolis Colts. You must be happy this year. Hey, Colts are good. Vancouver's good. You must be happy today. Well, unless you're a Canucks fan, then you're probably not happy. And then, well, you're either a Mariners fan or a Jays fan, I would presume, right? It's either or, right? Depends on who you root for. It's either or. If it's the Jays, you're happy. If it's the Mariners, well, we know why you're not happy. We know why you're not happy. Thing is, Son and Mueller give you different things. Mueller's arguably the most intelligent player of his generation. I would agree. But Vancouver already, once they got him, they started off hot. The thing about Vancouver is they started off hot without him. They swooned a little bit around the Gold Cup. They get Mueller, and they're back to their high-level attack that they had in the Champions Cup and got to the final with. But Champions Cup final on to like through the Gold Cup before they got Mueller, there was a little bit of a swoon there, in my opinion. But then, because they started so hot, and then, of course, they pushed on to the Kurt Signetti's Indiana Hoosiers. They're really good right now, too. Mueller's a great player. Vancouver's very deep. Still would be very good. They were really good without Mueller, but I'm saying I really like Mueller, but they're not good because of him. That's exactly what I said. But getting a guy like Mueller while you're kind of struggling makes you heat up and be like, we can still do this. It's a long season, and it's a long season. A lot of their guys went to the Gold Cup because it was an MLS-based roster. More so. That didn't help. Losing the CONCACAF final the way they didn't help. After being so dominant, playing Pumas, playing teams, Miami, smacking around Miami like it was nobody's business. Like, Vancouver started hot. They got probably a little bit discouraged because of the way the Champions Cup final went down, then losing players for Gold Cup. And then you get a guy like Mueller, and you're like, we could still do this. I think him coming in showed them, hey, we could get back to where we were back in May. We could get back to where we were in April, the form. And then he helps them get there. But they already had that form. I just think that was a very high, that lifted their spirits to the point where we still are in this. And they could have won the West, points-wise, but they pulled a LA Galaxy and lost on the final day and let San Diego win the West, which we'll see how they do later. But, I think there's more of a even Shield teams have rough spells, but you don't really talk about them. And then, honestly, if you think about it, there might be a game or two where a Shield team sucks, and then during the playoffs is when they blow it. They run out of gas. Normally. Toronto FC did in 2017. LAFC didn't do that in 2023, or 2022, my bad. They didn't do that. But Philly, they almost got owned. I wouldn't say owned, but they almost got one stolen from them. And if that happens, you're going to Chicago for game 2. Luckily, they won on penalties. But honestly, it seems to me like Shield teams normally run out of gas during the playoff if they have a little bit of a wobble or don't. But yeah, of course, you're going to have a wobble or don't. Would it suck to have it? I guess if you wanted to have it, you'd rather be like Vancouver and have it in the middle. Like start hot and have it in the middle. You would rather, but not start horribly, and then just get hot. I guess start horribly and get hot is better, but start amazingly, then end horribly, fumbling into the playoff. Yeah, no, that's not the way to do it. I guess you'd rather. If you're a team like Vancouver, I think the way it happened was the best way it could happen because you can make a continental final. You start off hot, untouchable, winning games, beating teams up. You're like, okay, this is our potential. Then you get owned yourself, and then you lose your guys to Gold Cup, and you're like, I don't know about that, you know. And then you got a guy like Mueller, and that just lit the fuse once again. Not that, I mean, he is playing well. He is playing well, but he is playing well. It's not like he's done nothing, but they're a good team. Having a player like him playing well, joining them up, and then helping them play better. So you'd rather it be the way it happened to Vancouver if you're a team like Vancouver. But if you're a team that knows you're contending, I guess it's okay to start shittily, you know, sort of. Absolutely, midseason is the best time to have, yeah. So, my opinion. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going. 1-0 for the Whitecaps, and hopefully it's obvious by about 8:30 or 8:20, so I could set up the Portland game. With that being said, we're going to get going. Sit tight. Short break. We'll be back. 1-0. 1-0. We're back for the stats, the half. With that being said, 74% possession to 26% possession, 10 shot to 1, 6 shots on goal to 0, had 326 accurate passes, 89 or 88% to 102, 77%, 8 fouls, 2, 4 corners, 0, 10 shots to 1, 6 shots on goal to 0, 369 pass to 133, 89, 88% pass accuracy to 77. We have 9 throws to 5, 1 offside to 0. We have 0 yellow cards, 0 red cards, 0. Vancouver's been the much better team, but Dallas, for most of the first half, was the stronger side, or defensively stronger side. Offensively, Vancouver had so much possession, so many chances. Collodi saved Dallas's rear end. Saved their rear end for most of the match. Vancouver finally broke through at the perfect time, and I really believe that helps Vancouver cruise away with a win. Because if you get that goal, especially with 2 minutes to go in the half, they're going to think about it. They're going to have to open up to tie this game and go to penalties. And I think that's when Vancouver's at their best. The reason why Dallas kept it so close is their defense was in the right place at the right time. Collodi made some big saves. I think their luck's running out. I think Vancouver should, in the end, win this game about 3-0, 3-1. That's the way it seems to me. Hopefully we know that by about 8:20 so I could get the Portland game set up. We could jump to it without having to worry about the times with it. I don't think you will. I think you had to hold them tied for the whole half at least. I think you needed to do that. I think it would have been better for you to allow a goal early at this point. Comparatively, I think it would have been better for you to score a goal early or allow a goal early and then build from that and try to come back than now having to only 45 minutes. You're really going to have to press now. It's either you press to tie it or defend heavily until like 10 minutes to go and then be even more desperate. Lalas Abubakar coming on for Dallas. If I was Dallas, what I would do is go for the goal. Farrington coming on as well. I would go for the goal and then defend once I get it. If they take one, if they get one more, you're cooked. It's kind of the same thing I was saying about the Jays and Louis Varland last night. You're not good throwing knuckle curves. You're only good throwing heat. I know the Dodgers can hit heat and take it deep. You're not, trust me, you're probably cooked anyway against Yamamoto. But if you throw heat, you get them to strike out. Maybe if you're closer, maybe the comeback's easier. I think 5-1 was a too big hill to climb. If they kept it 3-1, I think the hill's climbable. Well, no, probably not with the way he was going, but maybe they think the hill is climbable. My point being is, don't be punky to ruin yourself. Playing defensively till like the 80th minute and then pressing just makes it worse on you. Go for the goal. If they score, you're probably cooked anyway. Right? You were probably cooked anyway, but you got to go for it. I mean, don't bet on your own game and don't tell freaking bookies about injuries that shouldn't be told to them. Don't break HIPAA laws. Also, don't do rigged poker games. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, the guys who are in trouble for betting are stupid. It's a stupid thing. Like, you know the rule of sports. Don't bet on games. Or don't give bettors any information, bookies, any information that could help them rig their bets. Or something like that. Or don't help the bookies or help the house, so to speak. Like, not play your players so they can't get to the numbers like the over. Right? Don't help the house. Like, why do we... Sealy transfer update. I don't have one. I don't have one. Unless you have one, then you tell me. I don't have one. Eddie Ocampo. I'm not Fabrizio Romano. I analyze these things. I analyze these games. I don't really have transfer contacts. I really just, when you know, I'll know. That's pretty much what I'll put it for that case. Yeah, I hate seeing him get hurt like that. That was just sad. Yeah, Mangold, their center, former center. I think so. I think he'll be the same. I think he'll be fine. He'll get back to his old self. I don't think he'll recover just fine, I believe, in my opinion. But best male Canadian wrestler. Oh, is Dillon here? Because he'll be pissed if, you know what? No, I love Sami Zayn. There's a tie for first on the men's side. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Bret Hart. They're all tied for first. If you want to go old school, Bret Hart. If you want to go with somebody who's more believable, Kevin Owens. You want to go with the guy who I think is the technically best Canadian wrestler, Sami Zayn. Best female Canadian wrestler. Natalya. Like in ring, Natalya. Fame, Trish Stratus. In ring, Natalya. I know they won. No changes to the Timbers lineup. Well, I don't know where he's going. And the window doesn't open till January, so sadly, he ain't going to be playing. He can't move till January. You realize that. If he's going to go to Europe, he can't move till January. And training really doesn't do shit for you, so, in my opinion. Like, yeah, training keeps you fit, but does it really make you grow as a player? No. You say he needs to be playing. I don't think you mean training. So, training keeps you fit. That's pretty much all it does. But either way, and I answered your question, Pacharo. Can you listen? Playing forward. On the men's side, the best wrestlers, the three best wrestlers that are tied for first, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Bret Hart. On the women's side, actual in-ring wrestler, Natalya. Famous, Trish Stratus. Because Trish Stratus, I mean, she was okay. Because I can answer what I want to answer, sir. I can answer what I want to answer. Maybe I wanted to focus on the game for once because it actually was good. Or maybe. I don't know. I can answer what I want. It's my channel. And I didn't feel like answering it, but since you pestered me, I'll finally answer it. Daniel's comment, Jade Cargill, heel turn. I really don't care. I didn't watch SmackDown. I was watching the World Series. Frankly, when John Cena, the more I think about it, I really don't care because when John Cena's retired, I might just be done watching WWE in general, even if I get ESPN Unlimited for free next year. Well, if Sami Zayn wins the Rumble, then I'm not. But ball out for a corner. But I think she's still green. She's probably better as a heel. I'll say that. I kind of want to. I kind of want to see how this plays out. I won't lie, because I think she's a horrible face. I don't think that's Jade. I want to see her as a heel. I think she'll be better that way. She just, like, she does not give off face vibes at all. She doesn't. Like, when I look at her, I just see heel. Like, so it's good that she turned. But if I'm watching SmackDown, let's see how this plays out or whatever. I'm surprised. But you know what? He deserves it. He's actually a good player with the Colts this year. So you know what? He deserves it. It's not like he's a fraud. He actually deserves it. I cannot believe we're saying Daniel Jones MVP candidate. What? Daniel Jones. The Colts found their quarterback. Unexpectedly so. Berhalter to take the corner. 53rd minute. It's shocking. Ball crossed in. Header. Imagine saying that to someone 3 months ago. Yeah, and imagine saying to someone back in March the Blue Jays be in the World Series. There's a lot of things that have happened this year that are kind of unbelievable. Let's be real. Corner for Vancouver. Let's be real. Jackson Dart still has a higher ceiling. Cross in. No, well, maybe. Jackson Dart's a better quarterback, or at least has a higher ceiling than Daniel Jones. Is the Jets the problem? Probably, but Jackson Dart's that talented that he can beat whatever bull crap the Giants give them. Now, there was a year where Daniel Jones was good for the Giants as well. They made the playoffs and lost in the playoffs, and people thought that it was good. So let me see Jackson Dart do it for like a year and a half. Let me see Jackson Dart play well for like a year and a half, then I'll answer who the problem is. I don't know if it's Brian Daboll. I don't know if it's the Giants' assistant staff, their OC. I don't know. Jackson Dart seems very talented, and he was at Ole Miss. I saw him play at Ole Miss. I'm not surprised he's doing well, even though I absolutely he's went the Steeli Manning route. I hated Steeli before he ever beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, okay? Go to hell, Ole Miss. I hated Steeli before he even beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. So then he beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl and made him not go undefeated. So I hate Steeli's guts even more. More of it, well, I'd say 50. I'd say 55, 45. Well, no. 60-40. 60 because he's a rebel. 40 because of 18-1. With a little bit of Super Bowl 46 in there as well, but mostly 18-1. But either way, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. We should have won that game. And then they blew it. Going for it on fourth at midfield twice, kicking the ball to their best returner, and then losing in overtime. Blake Shapen needs to be benched. Kamario Taylor, they burn his red shirt anyway. Start Kamario. Or if we're going to play in overtime, we better play Kamario. At least on the goal line. Blake Shapen is... Somebody's got to make one of those El Jihad edits for Blake Shapen. Somebody's got to do it. You know, like the Arabic Nasheed memes where they put sports players with Saddam Hussein. Yeah, no, Blake Shapen should get one of those. Bench Blake Shapen. I'm tired. Kamario's better, and I said it from day one. Just because we went 4-0 doesn't change the fact Kamario's better. Start Kamario. This game's all Whitecaps, I agree. Yep. Agreed. Or even ESPN. Patriots first. And I also bandwagon the Steelers for, well, if you listen, you know. But y'all really can't add 2 plus 2 together. Y'all suck at word problems, I guess. Y'all really suck at word problems. Either way, either way. 57th minute. Either way. I mean, of course, I've also have soft spots for the Bucks and Saints and the Detroit Lions, but really Patriots and Steelers. But I have soft spots for the Saints, Bucks, and Detroit Lions as well. Because I just do. Because I just do. Thomas Muller should score. What? I see what you're doing. Sabi playing forward. Sabi still has it against Lalas Abubakar. Gets ran over. Penalty. Penalty para Vancouver. Penalty. Honestly, yeah, I get it. Good run by Sabi. He got taken down in the box. But yeah, so NFL team-wise, I told you. I told you it was a smart move. I said exactly what would happen, and it happened. So you know what? Well, what I mean by that is when I say something that's easily added up together, but say it in a situation, you can't do it. That's what I mean by that. I know 2 plus 2 isn't a word problem. The joke is, it's easy to add up what I'm saying. You just don't want to listen. You just don't want to read. That's all I'm saying. It's easy to figure out what I'm saying. Thomas Muller to take the penalty. It's easy to figure out what I'm saying. You just don't want to add it up. So it's a word problem you can't add. Shot saved. And honestly, there could be a word problem with 2 plus 2 because, you know, if X has 2 apples and Y has 2 more apples, they put them together in a basket. How many apples do you have? 4. 2-0 Vancouver. 2-0. Muller scores. Honestly, MLS-wise, yes. 2-0 for Vancouver. Muller slots home the penalty. 2-0. Easy as you like. Yes. Honestly, MLS form, yes. MLS form, yes, he is. Yes, he is. I think he is. I think he is. Muller sends Colodi the wrong way. Beautiful penalty. Boom. I think he is. MLS-wise. Abysmal defending. Oh. Open your ears. 2-0, 2-0, 30 minutes to go. If Vancouver scores another goal, this game's over. Get me another goal so I can end this around 8:20 so I can make the Portland stream. '61st minute. Speaking of, how are the Steelers doing? Oh, crap. 7-3 Packers. Start of the second quarter. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, they kicked another field goal. Bosgod. Let's go. Bosgod. Let's go. Bosgod. 1 point deficit. Let's go. Bosgod. No, I read comments from people either way. Here's a shot and clear. Clear the damn ball. Why were they waiting? Just kick the damn thing. Kick the damn thing. He was there before it was even. Okay, that was actually funny. Okay, that was actually funny. I won't lie. That was actually funny. Shot over the bar by Ahmed. Ooh, way offside. But shot. I want one more goal, Vancouver. I want one more goal. Muller plays through Ahmed, stolen by Abubakar. Back to Ahmed. Ali Ahmed. Does he find some room? Ali Ahmed. Out for a corner. Steelers are only down by a point. Berhalter take corner, 64th minute. I haven't thought about that before. How much my autographs will cost. I haven't thought about that before. Don't. Saved by Colodi. Yes. Yes, I think so. I think he will. Aaron Rodgers is the reason why the Steelers are good and actually could win a playoff game this year. It's hopefully not against the Patriots, especially if it's the wild card round. That's going to be. I hope if the Patriots and Steelers play each other, it's not the wild card round. I could not handle that at all. No, please God, no. If it's anywhere later, I could be a little bit more, hey, I want the Pats to win. But if it's a wild card round, the Steelers deserve to win a playoff game this year. And I would have to root for them to win the wild card round. And then, of course, as time goes on, because, the Patriots be out. 65th minute. Go Steelers beat up Green Bay. Respectable. Illumi coming on for Vancouver. Pedrino and Torquato coming on for Dallas. We will move on to the next stream. Hopefully Vancouver scores a third goal and has a lead at about 8:20. If they do have a 3-0 lead at 8:20, I'll jump onto the Portland stream. What changes would you make to the World Cup ball? I'm not sure. That's not my forte. I'm not too sure. One round is best of 3. The rest should be 2 until the final. Yeah, but that would mean the playoffs end in like January. What I think, here's the problem with it. The first round is best of 3, so they could basically play a whole round before the international break and be done with it. Have the break and then have the 3 rounds for the next 3 rounds before the final and have it end early December. What I think they're doing, Sebastian Ibiaga's off. Damn, that sucks. What I think they're doing, and here's this, is because they're trying to have one round be over and have most of the playoffs still be going by the time the break's over. Do you remember that time where they played the conference semifinals, the 2-legged ties, and they played one before the break and then one after? There was 3 weeks in between. That was horrible. And yeah, there was the year, of course, 2019, where the playoffs, of course, in 2019, the playoffs started after the break. They had decision day, then the playoffs in between. Then, of course, 2021, the playoffs were so late because at the time the season started, because the force majeure, it was all after the break in November. And then, of course, 2022 all had to be finished before the MLS Cup or the World Cup, but the break was during or after the MLS Cup. So basically what I'm saying is they try to stick the landing, and it really doesn't make sense. It could all be straight knockout. Yeah, but that makes, as I said, if they started you're basically, well, I don't know, but I mean, they could go straight knockout with the wild card and all that, but just play the first round before the break? You either go straight knockout and end it or start it after the international break, or you do this wild card and round of best of 3, then international break, then the rest of the playoffs. I don't know which one's better. Decision day and then a whole month break, or push the decision day later and then have the international break and then the playoff, or maybe finish a little bit later. Well, maybe do the first round of wild card like normal and then have the break, then do the rest of the playoff. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I could agree with that. I could agree with that. I think global World Cup qualifying, honestly, I kind of like that idea. Now, of course, it's going to be tough and a lot of travel, but maybe regionalized a little bit. Maybe they regionalize it a little bit wise, like CONMEBOL plays with CONCACAF and such, playing forward. Or maybe there's centralized tournaments to 16-team tournaments, and the winner of each tournament or the top 2 go to the World Cup or something like that. And it's a smattering of different confederations, nations. So it's mini tournaments. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Mini straight knockout tournaments. Oh, don't get me started. 2 legs till the final will probably change when they move to the August-May calendar. They should not. No. Do not get me started. Do not get me started on how stupid an August to May calendar would be in this league. It would be the stupidest shit they ever done. It does not. And you want to talk about, well, we need to sell players in the summer. We already do, Don. Everything you say is a reason why we should have a summer calendar or a European calendar is bullshit. The only reason you're saying it is because Jorge Mas's hand is so far up your ass, we can see his fingers through your mouth. You puppet. Just because it helps Miami, that's all that matters to him. And you're listening to him because, oh, it'd be amazing to have some games in August or the playoffs in May when it's warm. Like it's not always warm in Miami. Besides, you got to earn home field advantage, you jackass. And honestly, you ain't doing a good job of it. You ain't doing a good job of it. What are you trying to do? Ruin Toronto? Ruin the Canadian teams? Is that what you're trying to do? What, you want them to play a freaking month in Starkville, Mississippi? Instead of a Christmas break? You could say, but their break is really just a Christmas break. I mean, when you know the preseason starts on the 20th, you know, it's really just a Christmas break anyway. No. I still don't like it. The schedule should stay the same. Any reason that he says is bullshit because every reason that he says already is happening in MLS. He should just be honest and say, yeah, Jorge Mas has his hand so far up my ass you can see his fingers coming out of my mouth. Like, that's all he should say. I'm doing it for Miami. Be honest. Be honest. Be honest. You puppet. Be honest, you puppet. Be honest, you puppet. Doesn't, as far as I know, they're hosting in 2026. So that was bullshit. And by the way, who the hell's going to host in CONCACAF in 2038 when they screwed over every other confederation and it goes to CONCACAF? Mexico ain't going to host it himself. Mexico ain't going to host a World Cup themselves. It's going to be USA, Mexico at least. You know? And there's going to be 2 World Cups from now, or the World Cup after Saudi will be CONCACAF because of their rules, unless they bullshit their rules again. But I don't take stock in what FIFA says. It's corrupt. I don't take stock in what FIFA says. It's corrupt. They'll bullshit their rules anytime they can to take advantage. So maybe they said it once before we got 26, and then they gave us 26, and knowing damn well they're going to have to give us 38 because of their bullshit knocking out any other confederation because trying to get to Saudi Arabia at 34. Guess what? There's only 2 available federations. I guarantee you New Zealand ain't hosting a World Cup. I guarantee you that. So it's CONCACAF. And I guarantee you Mexico ain't hosting themselves. It's going to be at least a group between at least a 2-team or 2-nation World Cup with Mexico, USA, at least. By the way, they're also giving them the Women's World Cup, and they don't have a European calendar either. So no, Don Garber needs to be told he's stupid and a puppet. Don Garber needs to be told he doesn't know shit about football. I know he ain't listening, but I'm going to say it anyway. He's a puppet and doesn't know shit about football and will not make this league grow as much as he wants it to. He's a good businessman, and that's why the league is still alive, but he does not know football. He is a NFL guy who is a businessman who, for his credit, saved this league and made it self-sustainable. I will give him that, but he does not know how to truly grow this league. He thinks Messi's the silver bullet. As he proceeds to put the league behind a paywall while Messi's here for the whole world. It kind of makes reasons to say, guess what? Miami, the most games that people watch for Miami are either on the Club World Cup or CONCACAF, where those paywalls do not exist. And Formula One just made Don Garber look like an idiot. Guess what? As long as you have Apple TV Plus, you can watch every Formula One race in the United States start next year, and old races, and have Formula One TV Premium for less than you would if you bought it itself. Good job, Don, you stupid idiot. You freaking Miami puppet. How's it feel having Jorge Mas's hands so far up your ass his fingers are sticking out of your mouth? How's it feel? How's it feel? Get rid of the salary cap and your problems are all fixed. It ain't the schedule, you dumbass. It's your stupid ass salary cap. This ain't the NASL, punk. Get rid of the salary cap, your problems are fixed. That's the thing. But no, that idiot will never do it. That idiot would never do it. Would never do it. Kings lead 2-1. I'm done. I'm good. 78th minute. I'm good. Corner for Vancouver. The problem is the salary cap. You really want to get to the real problem of MLS not growing? It's you put it behind a paywall and there's a salary cap. Even if you didn't have a salary cap, maybe more people would watch. But no, Messi's fans, and you're acting like they're going to be loyal. Did you see what they did to PSG when he left? Did you see what they did to PSG when they left? Nobody talks about him anymore. Even though they won the freaking UEFA Champions League, nobody talks about him anymore. Barely. Well, I'm not talking about gridiron football. I'm talking about association football. And I know my gridiron too. This is why you call the pirate. Listen. This is why you call the pirate. Listen. Playing forward. And I can't really say. 78th minute. Hell no. They should still be in St. Louis. Stan Kroenke stole the Rams. They should still be in St. Louis. They should still be in St. Louis. Never will I say go Rams. Never. They should still be in the Edward Jones Dome. Stan Kroenke is hated. Should have never taken the Rams to LA. They should still be in St. Louis. Georgia Frontier was right. And Georgia Frontier's idiot kids screwed St. Louis in the end. The Rams should still be in St. Louis. Oh, by the way, you know what's hilarious? Stan Kroenke helped Georgia Frontier bring the Rams to St. Louis. And then he wormed his way in and screwed St. Louis thanks to Georgia's idiot kids. Rams should be in St. Louis. Yeah, how many Super Bowl rings did the Rams have in St. Louis before? We had more. The Rams won more championships in St. Louis until 2022. Just to be clear. No, the Rams should have been in St. Louis. They should have never left St. Louis. They should have gave them the stadium. Mayor Slay should have gave the Rams the stadium, and they should have stayed in St. Louis. So, okay, yeah, St. Louis is blamable a little bit. They are blamable a little bit. They should have built the stadium on the riverfront. They should have. And not bullshitted about it. So, St. Louis is blamable a little bit, but St. Louis is blamable a little bit. Yeah, what's the Rams the most known for ever? Besides that Super Bowl ring they bought in Super Bowl, 56? Yeah, what are they most known for? The greatest show on turf. Where did that happen? What are the Rams most known for? The greatest show on turf. Where did that happen? Where did that happen, mind you? In St. Louis. There's more history in 95, 05, in 20 years in St. Louis. The Rams have more history here than freaking 70 in LA. And y'all bought a ring. Great. You have the same amount of rings as the St. Louis Rams. At least they earned that one. At least they earned that one. Y'all bought one. Y'all bought one. Nobody thinks of Matt Stafford. Like, when somebody thinks of the Rams, they don't think of Matt Stafford. Goal for Vancouver! 3-0. And yeah, we'll drop off. Vancouver takes the lead 3-0. 3-0. I'll finish my point, then I'll make the Portland stream. Nobody thinks of Matt Stafford when they think about the Rams. Nobody thinks of, when you ask somebody about the Rams, they think of Kurt Warner. They think of Isaac Bruce. They think of Torrey Holt. They think of Steven Jackson. They think of Marshall Faulk. They think about the greatest show on turf. They think about the Edward Jones Dome. That's what they think of. One of the best teams in NFL history. So, with that being said, we'll take a short break. We'll drop off this one because it's 3-0 Vancouver. They should easily win it. With that being said, Orlando Pace as well. Yes, people remember him as well. Yes. With that being said, we'll move on. 3-0 Vancouver. I'll be back for the Portland game. Sit tight. I got to make it on Rumble, so. Yeah, but this game's over. 3-0 Vancouver. 3-0. Maybe they score a fourth. Hey, maybe Dallas scores one too. But either way, I'll be back soon. I'll see you later. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. One more live and one more review. See ya. Peace.